Pretty sure I think I have it. The 1943, I have it. 1943. 1943. 1944. Yes, I have it. 1943. That should be 1919. Okay, so that's a bit more. 1943. 1944. Good. Okay, good. I'm so sorry, guys. Look, this is the reason why today was the worst. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. This is the reason why today was the worst. See, phone is too hot, but I'm calm, so that's okay. Like, of course, shit happens and I can't control, you know. But at the same time, it's okay. It happens, and I'm good. I'm good. Are you for real? Pinky, promise me right now. Good. Perfect. That was one of the girls I texted. I mentioned a girl yesterday. I started texting her again. Oh, wait a second. Wellness check. Buttercup. Are you garlic? Buttercup. Are you? I'm gonna text Carly also. Are you? Wellness check. Buttercup. Are you garlic? Buttercup. Parmesan. Buttercup. Soy milk. Buttercup. What is you? There you go. Through the last. I hope. So yeah. So there were so many instances where, all my childhood, it was like that. It was constantly doubting, constantly like grudge, constantly like I have to make sure that you're good. I have to make sure that something happens. Like for example, with my mom, she asked me how Carly was. That's why I texted Carly actually. She's like, "How is Carly?" And I was like, "I don't know, Mom. I haven't talked to her in a while." And her answer was something along the lines of, she wouldn't want a bum like you. I'm like, "You're my mom, dude. What are you saying? You know, you're supposed to be on my side." And I'm saying, am I saying that there's a side? No. Am I saying it would have been nice if you took mine? Yes. You know, but that is this the hardship, the sentiment of hardship. This is the daily struggle, you know. And yesterday, I was pissed off, but it was just because it was so much at the same time. It was so much like, not at the same time, but so much like, you know, the fact that at 2 or 3 years old, it's not the thing that bothered me. It's not her telling me what to say that bothered me. It's the fact that you think that I'm not able to. It's the fact that you think that I'm not mature or whatever it is. And my mom is very enabling and she helps a lot. Don't get me wrong. And sometimes I'm telling her, "Hey, like, I don't need help." For example, she'll buy me clothes and I'll tell her, "Hey, please don't buy me clothes and I don't have space." She's like, "Yeah, but if you have clothes that you're not wearing, put them in the garbage." I'm like, "Yeah, but those clothes I chose. I'm not saying that you don't have good taste, but yeah, those clothes I chose. I chose for a reason, you know. And the goal is not to buy clothes to throw away old one that she didn't wear, you know. So it's complex. And the weight is also something. The weight is also something. My father makes fun of me for my weight. right? Wants to see me want me to see a doctor. It's rough. Can I choose? Can I lose the weight? Yeah, but my issue is, once again, like, and I understand where they're coming from, right? Yes, I'm fat, but if you're, let me say, if you're smart, they're smart. Be nice, bro. They're smart, but if you think about it, why is the reason he's gaining weight, right? And you actually watch content, so you know that I've tried a couple times to do weight loss, didn't succeed. Well, sometimes, most of the time, no, I don't know, maybe not. Often, when people fail something, they end up trying again. So maybe, just maybe, I'm gaining weight, and I couldn't say like I'm getting weight to be able to lose more, so it looks better on camera and it looks like a bigger achievement than what it is, because that doesn't make sense. And to be honest, with weight, I'm not trying to put down anybody that lost weight, but I mean, if you're able to lose 50 pounds, you're pretty much able to do everything. You're pretty much able to lose 60 pounds, 70 pounds. There's a point where, like, okay, well, this is, I don't think somebody that's 6 foot can lose 200 pounds, right? Because bone is something. Bone mass is something. Bones are something. Wow. Bone mass is something, But yeah. It's, so there's no stoppage, right? Especially at my height. My bones are not that heavy. So it's just, and I understand that there's multiple times in the past where I kind of showed them that I couldn't be trusted, or they had to be wary of trusting me because, I wasn't the nicest kid, or I wasn't the most subservient kid there is. And I understand that it's hard to trust somebody that lied to you. I understand that. And yes, I lied to my parents, of course. But I understand that it's hard to trust me, but there's a time where you have to realize that, dude, that person that I used to be with, I lied a lot. I was 22. How old am I today? 33. So, technically speaking, it's 11 years ago. Am I saying that all should be forgiven? No. Am I saying that I possibly changed in 11 years? Maybe. Most likely. So, it to me, it's bothersome because, and also there's, sometimes it feels that they're not trying to get to know me, So when I was a kid, there was a lot of problem with my parents because my father was a guy that loved work. He was a guy that loved work so much, and he would try to talk about work to me. But I was 6, 7 years old. 6, 7. I was a kid. So you talk to work about me, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I watched Pokemon. That was pretty good. I watched Pokemon this morning. That was pretty good. What are we eating today? Oh, that's nice. Okay. Don't tell me about, well, the union is coming down. The union is coming down hard on the buses. The what and who? He used to tell me when I was a kid. He used to tell me as a kid. Yeah. Wait, this is hilarious. My father used to tell me as a kid, inflation sure is a bitch. Inflation sure is a bitch. Thank God I got money put away in a tax-free account. I'm 4, bro. Sure. I guess. Sure. He used to tell me things like, I hope. Wait. He used to tell me things like, I hope this year the government is generous with the rate of increase for rent. Sure. He used to tell me as a kid the importance of having a CELI, which is a compte libre d'épargne. CELI. Compte libre CELI. Compte épargne libre d'impôt. Yes, that it is. So what was it? Tax-free saving account. Tax-free saving account. TFSA. Yeah. Tax-free saving account. Yeah. You tell me about the importance of that. I'm five, bro. I'm getting $2 allowance per week. Sure. And then the funniest thing is, as a kid, and it was the 90s, it was different. But we had, and I'm not gonna say the name of the bank, then we get sued. But we had a bank, and this is a true. I swear to God, it's a true story. I swear to God, on everything that's holy, it's a true story. We used to have. There was a specific bank. I'm not gonna say the name because this is slandering. They used to come. Okay, they came to our school. They would come at every single time, every single first year. And what they would do is they would talk about like the importance of having a bank account, the importance of saving money, right? And they would give they gave me. I remember like it was yesterday. I remember they gave me like this little like It was super cool. It was like not necessarily not necessarily a cardboard, but how am I gonna put this? You know, you have the poster that you roll up. They're a bit thicker paper. You know the material I'm talking about? This was the material that we used. And I remember making a box. There was a hole on top where you could put money in. Right? And that bank came to school. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember. I was possibly in grade 1 or grade 2. And they were telling us the importance. And my father was so happy. Because like, dude, I'm so glad that's a good thing. And then years later, they got so we got a show in Quebec, which is called Enquête, which is basically Enquête is what, like not inspector, but sort of like a cold case or something like that, right? And what they're doing is they're going after big fish, and that bank was shown to be one of the worst because their tax was increased. Their interest index was awful. So yeah, so there was a lot of things that specific bank did that was not moral, was not kosher. So they were going to the school because they knew that by going to school you would have the kids open up an account with them, and it was disgusting. Like for example, a normal bank would give you like, back then it was like 0.010% of interest. I don't know exactly. They would give you 0.00010%. Would give you even less. They would give you. They were the worst. You know. So. But that he went to school was kind of cool. I gotta say. So why am I talking about this? Because again, and my mom, she doesn't really talk. She'll ask a lot of questions. She'll talk about shows. She's more in the moment. She's more happy to talk about anything than everything. My mom is very on the surface. She'll talk to you about like the weather. She'll talk to you about, like for example, she was watching the Canadian because they were winning, and she was talking to me about it. It was adorable because she doesn't know a lot about hockey. I don't know a lot about either, but she was showing interest because they were doing good. I was like, you know what? I usually hate people that pretend to like something because it's popular. So for example, right now it's the Soccer World Cup, right? And Canada's doing pretty good, and people are talking about it. I don't dislike soccer. I think I'm more interested in the players and the behind the scene than the actual sport, right? But I'm not gonna start talking about how great I think Messi is or how great I think let's say Leonardo. I don't know why. I'm not gonna start talking about how great I think. Guess what? Look at this. This is my This is what I think. They think is gonna interest me. Fire Emblem, super good game though. So yeah, and to me it was tough because, you know, people would talk about at school were talking about sport all the time, and I was like, I don't care. I'm more into the sports, the behind the scenes. For example, um, I'm watching a lot of TUF, which is the next Ultimate Fighter, and they're going in and their dramas in the house. I'm more interested in that than the actual fights, you know. So that to me, that's interesting. So yeah, so my mom was talking about it, and my mom just like to talk about surface. But as a kid, with both parents, I wasn't allowed. Well, it's not that I was allowed to be myself, but I didn't get along because they were talking about something that I didn't really care about. I was talking about something that they didn't really care about, you know. I remember, this is a true story too. I will always remember this. This is a, I don't know how I feel about that moment. I think it's a great moment, but it's a great example. So I was playing Ocarina of Time. If you guys know, you know, right? And I was playing on Nintendo 64. Problem with the cartridge was it was in English. I did not speak English, so I was stuck in the very first part of the game. Then I explore. I found a small tunnel that led me to a labyrinth. The labyrinth led me to a sword. The sword led me to get out of to the first boss. And I remember going to my father and telling him like, hey, Dad, oh my God, Dad, you'll never believe what happened. I had to find this sword, and I crawled down a hole. I didn't know where it was going to lead me, but I explored and I found it. My father was like, "This is great. Do you want me to teach you how to shave?" There was a disconnect, you know. So yeah, so there's never a. So what I'm trying to say is there's lack of understanding with both parents. You know, just call my father right now and ask him how much medication I was taking when I was in high school, and his answer was, "Well, with your weight right now, you know." So there's a disconnect. It's not that big of a deal. It's not the worst thing that could have happened. It's not the worst thing that ever did happen. But it's just that there's a clear lack of communication, and am I saying it's only on their part? No. It's on my part. But the solution, sadly, is what? The solution, sadly, is to raise my voice, to be sort of an asshole, and be like, okay, well, listen to me. Like, for example, I was talking to my father yesterday. I'm using my dad a lot as an example because my father I'm more able to give him shit. I know this sounds awful, but my father, I'm able to say, hey, wake up. My mom, she's gonna give me shit, or she'll be hurt. Which I don't want her to be hurt, right? I don't want her to be hurt. That's not the goal. That never was the goal. But my father, for example, I called him yesterday, and I started talking to him, and he cut me off and started going on, because I think he has ADHD too. He started going on another subject, and I had to cut him off. I said, Dad, I'm talking. He said, oh, Mom, I cannot say that. So I'm a bit more able to give shit to my dad. So there's a disconnect with both parents, but my father is a bit easier to, come on, wake up. I feel awful to do that, but sometimes I have to. You know, I don't. What I would have to do is I would have to be an asshole and, you know, be more authoritative. But that's my parents. I'm not supposed to be authoritative with my parents. I'm supposed to be the kid. And I'm not saying the kid as take care of me. I'm supposed to be the kid as, you're my parents. You're my role model. You know. And yesterday, yeah, it really bugged me because, like I said, there's a lack of understanding. There's lack of understanding who I am. Like, for example, right? Both my parents, the only person, this is Bible, on my Bible, swear. The only person that knows about Project Vendetta is me, right? Carly. There's Potato. There's Potato. But Potato is special. So Potato is a guy that used to listen, well, a guy or a girl, I don't know. It's a person that listened a lot to my content, and because on TikTok they were able to they see what you watch, your algorithm, and they connected to him or her to the Project Vendetta. Said, hey, you watch that guy a lot, but here's the guy. You know. So for example, best example possible. I used to watch a lot of Meat Canyon. Great content creator. Fucking love that guy. I think it's funny. I started watching him for Meat Canyon. Then I started watching Papa Meat. And then what is it? What are they called? He has a Magic the Gathering channel. Tell me, do I matter anymore? I spent my whole life taking on the floor to live myself to death in my own head. Due to the role I know that I'm never gonna be alone. To this song get any longer. Meat Canyon. Look, Meat Canyon, Papa Meat, that's the same person. The same person. There's Meat Magic. Try to find him. Meat Canyon, Magic, The Gathering. Meaty Magic. Love that. I love that. And yes, 3 channel is definitely more work than 1. But the people that are there for Magic the Gathering are there for Magic the Gathering. And the guy, and I love the guy, but I think he cheats a little bit. Because, like, a lot of people that are going to be watching, it's that's the goal. That is the ultimate goal. A lot of people that like him, they won't automatically like Magic the Gathering, but they'll watch the video because they like him. You understand? So it's like this person that everything they touch is gold. They'll use celebrities. For example, Prime with KSI and Logan Paul. They didn't create. They don't. They're glorified brand ambassador. Right? They possibly have stakes in the business for sure, but they didn't create. They're not at the helm. It's not theirs. Right? So use your name. And Meat Canyon, that's fantastic because the animation were pretty good. And of course, I started watching him, and the first that I watched from him was I reacted to it too. Oh, that was awful. It was. I'm not sure. I know there's 2. It was either frozen product or cereal, and it was fantastic. It was such a good video, and he did some magic here because he would make a normal video, and he would have animation and his video. So I thought it was fantastic. And with Meaty Magic, I'm like, dude, imagine doing that. That's something that I really like. But at the same time, like, there's a lot to be said about what he did, which is truly inspiring. So you build a brand, and after that, you use your brand to do something that you like, knowing that you're gonna get more eyes on, and there's possibly more views on his animation than anything else, but that doesn't matter. That's what he wants. That's the most important part. That's the craziest thing, you know. Like I was saying with the content. What was I talking about? I don't remember. But apart from content, somebody that knows, Potato knows. But Potato, like I was saying, Potato, I think they're good. They're cool. I never had a problem. The couple of times we talked, super kind, super kind. But it's how can I put this? I don't think they understood what I was doing with Project Vendetta. I don't think they were like, okay, well, this is a cool project. I think they possibly thought that, okay, well, this is a second channel for something else. Right? So nobody knows. And with my parents, what kind of, just a perfect example or a perfect way to show it is that, like, when I told them both, I lied. Big deal. I lied. I'm a liar. I told them both, and this is kind of sad because it's both for the same reason. I told them both that I'm not making content anymore because I thought the 2 of them were too involved, and I'm like, back off. This is mine. Okay, back off. This is my future. If you're not gonna respect that, and if you're not gonna enjoy what I'm doing, I'm not gonna force you to enjoy, but if you're not, you don't have to like the video, but you have to admit that, well, I thought my son was doing nothing. I thought my son was jerking off all day. Jerk off champion, jerk off athletes. Turns out it's been working. And yes, the content is not for everybody, and the content is messy and fucked up, and it's no storage. Fuck me, dude. Mama, yeah. Ooh, this I can delete. Ooh, nice. This I can delete.
If the glasses are ever going to work.
If I adjust my behavior when I use them, I know. The world needs to believe that Clark Kent is way too normal to ever be.
Super. Where the hell are you? Clark?
I'm here, Kal-El.
How does it feel to be whole again?
You saved me. You brought me to some white light.
The healing effect of the sun brought you back from death.
I can't keep expecting you to save me.
Well, that was the last time. The burning sun stripped me of my powers. But we both know that yours is a greater destiny.
I'm interested in you. You are not a human, but you are forced to be.
I used to have special abilities like Clark.
We are in danger.
We're too late. He's already been here.
It's not your fate to die this day, Marshal.
You've been out of the game too long, Doc.
I killed you.
I'm Mars' sole survivor. There's a reason for that.
Clark? You okay? You got a little something on your shirt. Eager to get back out there?
Oh, I do have to add the CHP 180. 180? That is so weird. It's like a full turn.
What are you talking about?
Paperwork. Actually, we carry more data on our phone than they ever processed on Apollo 11. Fact.
Why don't you come with me?
Hey, what are you doing?
Look to the left.
Okay.
Now, right? Like a couple of flying saucers in there.
What? Oh my gosh. I did drugs.
Not on purpose.
No, I don't do drugs. Never done drugs before.
We're going to the hospital to get your blood tested. Keep your eyes forward as we leave the station and don't talk to anyone.
And there, so there's disconnect. There's a disconnection. There's a disconnection of. Oh. It's good. Oh shit. And we're back. This time we're finishing the the video, I promise. I promise you. Why? Shit, it's closed. Fuck. Cause that took more than a couple minutes. Took a nice little 20 minutes. Just for it to wait to upload, to upload. Record. Thank you. Let's do defense. Let's do defense. Good. Merchant, baby. Merchant. So yes, so like I was saying, yes, my parents, like, nobody knows that I'm doing Project Vendetta. And I'm getting the occasional message like, hey, where are you, dude? I miss you, from friends, you know? And I'm really grateful for that, but, like, there's never really, which is not true. I think Dofi did it. He's the only guy. Somebody really asked me, are you still making content? Are you still actively coming back? You know, nobody does that, which is fine. You know, it happens. I'm not hurt by that. I mean, I would have loved that, but hey, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and that's okay. You know. Yait. Oh, you don't say. Funny. I know you vendetta. What are the odds? See, very flirtatious. She's cute too. She's cute. She's cute too. Oh. Yeah, Spacey. Super nice girl. Used to flirt a lot. Had a little fling. Well, they stopped. She's a mom. And it was mostly physical. Very, very both into kinks. Very, very into not extreme stuff, but you know, stuff that is out of the ordinary. And then I knew that she was a mom, and then like sort of flirtatious, but then she would say things like, after her because my kids are in the other room, they don't know I'm here. And I just felt not comfortable with that, because I was like, I feel like I'm taking away from emotion, a family shared emotion, for selfish need, and I didn't feel comfortable with that. And yeah, and it was also back then I was working during the day. I was making content during the night, so I would only text her when I was needy for, you know, and I gotta say, super cool. She was okay with that. She was like, hey, I don't mind. I told her I'm sorry for that. She said, no, I don't mind, and I totally understand it. You're busy. I'm not there to tell you, like, not be busy. And it was super understanding, but she wasn't the only one. There's multiple girls, and she was the only one that didn't complain about me being too busy or me only texting when, you know? And I was like, if everybody else is complaining but not you, it's not fair for you, you know? So, for example, with the fact when my mom yesterday, I was like, hey, I don't want to talk about finding a job with you anymore. I'm not gonna talk with my dad about it too, because I'm like, dude, I don't talk about it anymore, and I'm not gonna talk about you anymore. I was complaining about my mom sending me like message just about finding a job, and hey, this place is hiring. Hey, this place is hiring. My father did the same thing. My father did the same thing a year before, and it was constant. It's like, hey, this place is hiring. I would wake up to a text sent like at 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. This place is hiring. I appreciate the help, but how many people have their parents involved in the job hunt? I don't know. I actually don't know. So to come back to what I was saying, with the content. Like, both of them, when, and my father didn't do anything, right? My father didn't do anything. However, they're both my parents. If I treat one way, I have to treat my father the same way. If I treat my father one way, I have to treat my mom the same way, which is fair, you know. And if you truly knew me, you knew I wouldn't stop. You knew I wouldn't stop because, hey, you know I don't give up, right? You know I don't give up. You know how much this meant to me. You know how much I love this. You knew, and you chose. You chose not to believe in the fact that, well, you truly gave up. And then I get in trouble for lying, but they're stupid lies. I'm telling you, hey, I've been doing something every day for the next year. You know how much I upload per day. You know how involved I am. You know how obsessed I am. And I tell you that I'm obsessed on Monday, and on Wednesday I'm like, hey, I give up. And like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, okay. And both of them, they were sort of happy I gave up. They're sort of like, hey, my mom said, I miss when you were making videos once, which I'm grateful for, but, you know, you both don't know me, and you're not gonna know me, because I'm not gonna force you guys to know me. If you want to know me, that's cool. If you don't, it's okay also. It's okay. It's okay. And yeah, like I said, I feel like I'm making so much effort. Like, for example, the job hunt. I don't show you on camera. That's the only thing that I don't show. Why? Because when I started, I did. Did it for 1 week. Did it for 2 weeks. And I know it's childish. I know it's stupid. But you have to understand that in those 2 weeks, I did not get a single call back. You guys know that I don't put myself out there. I don't get rejected because I don't test things. I don't get rejected by girls because I don't test with girls, you know? I don't get no because I don't ask. I don't get yes, I don't get no, I don't get a maybe. I'm good. So you go from having no zeros to having zeros. To having, you go from having 0 no's to having no's. My apologies. You go from never being rejected to being rejected constantly. You go from not meeting dishonest people, because you don't meet anybody, so you don't meet dishonest people. You don't meet honest people also, but you don't meet dishonest. You go from that to people shaking your hand and saying, thank you for the good interview, I'll call you back this week. Surprise, no calls. And that you get your hopes up. And that you get your heart broken. Then you tell your parents. And their answer is, you shouldn't get your hopes up. You want to know something? I did not want to talk about that, but I when I started Project Vendetta, I was like, fuck. I should have created the channel before, because now I can only upload 10 videos. Right? So from October to, I want to say November, I was struggling with that. That's good. Yeah, I still go out at night. You know. I still go out at night. And then the winter came. And I was stuck inside. Became depressed. Became obsessed. Started drinking. Don't you find it weird that this winter I was so into like hard tea? What was it? Twisted teas. Twisted teas. Don't you find it weird that I start drinking more during the winter? Don't you find it weird? Don't you find it weird I was kind of getting tipsy every single day? Don't you find it weird? I had a whole situation with Livy, right? The whole situation. Texting a minor. It went too far, right? But my self-love, my confidence was zero. I felt such a loser. Why? Because during the winter, and I understand during the winter is not a good place, but I need to get out of the house. I need to get out of the house, and I need a reason to get out of the house. During the winter, how much was I truly making? Do you guys know? You guys know? Do you guys really know how much I was making? Not a lot, huh? You know how much the welfare check is per month? $880. Mosquito. The welfare check is $880. How much is my rent? $670. How much was my phone? $80. How much was Netflix? $21. How much was Hydro? $20. The only way that I felt good was drinking. I was depressed. I wanted to find a job to stop drinking, to find something else to do. And if it didn't, I would have money to drink more till whatever I was going through past. Which is not the answer, but I'm saying the truth, you know, so. Yeah. Then I got caught with the Levy thing. And I came clean. Talked about it, admitted what I did was wrong. Admitted that I felt like a fucking loser. I was lonely. Stuck in the apartment 24 hours a day. Not going out. Not having friends. Yeah. Yeah. Totally admitted it. But when I say I felt like a loser, think about it a little bit, okay? This is another coming clean. When I say I felt like a loser, did I feel like a loser for making content? Because I was getting any views? No, we did a full 5 years of not getting a single views. There was nothing new. What I truly felt like a loser about? Rejection. Yeah. Constantly rejected. After rejection. After rejection. Then some more rejection. Lucky me. Yeah. Constant. What I started doing is start drinking more. It's no longer enough to be tipsy. I have to be drunk. Started my day with a twisted tea. Started my day with a twisted tea. With twisted tea. Finished my day with a twisted tea. You want to know the secret? I would show you guys on camera that I bought 2 boxes. Didn't buy 2 boxes. But more. You guys know that when I go out shopping, I show you what I buy? Yeah? Well, there was some shopping trip for only alcohol that I didn't show. I was embarrassed. So I went through that. Who knew? Who knew the struggle? Who knew how much pain I was feeling? Who knew about depressed states? Who knew that I was drinking that I was depressed? If the whole Davy thing didn't happen, I would have never made a coming clean videos. I would have never mentioned that I was drunk most of the days. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. There's a lot of shit, a lot of suffering I don't talk about. Why? Because I never got to talk about it. As a kid, a teenager, as a young adult. Yeah. That's why I got mad yesterday. Not because I got texted what to say. Not because I can't be trusted to fill up an application, to call somebody and say, hey, job's still available. Can't do that, it's too complex for staff. Because you don't fucking know me. Because nobody fucking knows me. And I'm not blaming anybody, it's my fault. I should be more outgoing in life. I told you guys a story yesterday, right? I told you guys a conquest story. And this is crazy because this is how life works. You come up with something, tell a story, and for some reason, that story, which is completely irrelevant, completely is out of order, completely doesn't have anything to do with what you're ever talking about. Me talking about my conquest, talking about my dating history, did have nothing to do, right? It did. What did I say? At a young age, discovered porn. Didn't need to go out there to get rejected, because I got porn. Yeah? All day. It's Carly. Ooh. 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 Spreading you on me toast. If we was British, you'd be swimming in a bed of bean. Pumpkin. Dream. The dream. So yeah. So why am I telling you all this? There's no importance, right? Because sometimes I get pissed. Sometimes I act in ways that are not okay. The way I talked to my mom yesterday, that was not okay. Do I regret? Absolutely. Should I have done that? Never, ever, ever. Was there a good reason? Now you get to decide yes or no. And that's my perception, that's my version, right? If I was to ask them, they possibly say something along the lines of, well, we tried to talk to you, but you weren't easy to talk to. Not easy to understand, you're not easy to deal with, you know? And that's possibly fine, that's possibly true. I don't know. You know, say. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. When I received the mom from my text I received the text from my mom yesterday. When I received my mom from the text yesterday. When I received the text from my mom yesterday, I did something that I shouldn't have done, of course. Text my dad, send him a screenshot and say, hey, it's up to the point where I'm getting told what to do, because he knows my mom is very hands-on with the, because again, I got nobody to complain to. Send me a screenshot of the text. You know what was the answer? At this point, I'm fucking insane. I'm going crazy. I'm pissed off. His answer is an emoji. You know what the emoji is? Yeah. Sorry. Just fell. Seemed like I pushed it. No, it just fell. I put this and it fell. Oh shit. Frenchie again. Alright, Frenchie. You're very, very, very naughty today, Frenchie. You're very naughty. Ashley, baby, you make me feel so alive. I got purpose once again, again. Now, I don't think it uploaded. So what I'm gonna do, something super simple. Super uber fancy, special. Super uber. I'm gonna take a phone. Doesn't really matter which one, to be honest. Ashley, baby. By the way, this closed for some reason. This closed how long ago? I'm telling you right away when I close it. How long ago? 40 minutes ago. It's not bad. We've been filming for 22 minutes, so yeah. I came back. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go with this, right? I'm gonna go on another phone, and I'm gonna go with Frenchie. Frenchie, baby, you make me feel so alive. And it's 10:45:07, which is there. What do we have to check? Because one of the phone was telling me like, hey, you didn't finish uploading it, but we did. Almost got tricked. Good idea, Ink. Good idea, bro. Good idea. There you go. Ooh, okay. Now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna change account. Incur. And yes, of course. Yes, of course. And I'm gonna go with project Vendetta Gaming. Tishley, baby, you make me feel so alive. The reason why we're doing that is because I want to check if it's uploaded. So, yeah, you good? Perfect. So it is working. It is working. So I'm gonna delete. And this is a 10 hours video. So anyway, I'm pretty much done for today for the intro. Got to complain a little bit. A little bit. And I'm going with my father tomorrow morning. For brekkie. For breakfast. This one I love Carly. I told her, what's up, Buttercup? And I asked her if she was a garlic butter, she was Parmesan butter, or soy milk butter. She's like Parmesan butter all day. So what I'm looking for, something that's as funny or as specific as me. You know what? We deserve a treat for being such a good boy. Did I just call myself a good boy? Yes, because nobody else is gonna. That is freaking pathetic, bro. Come on, come get out of here. Come on. Good. Just need to do something. Just jerking off. Done. That's quick. New record, I guess. Nah, we've been quicker. I started young. I mean, quicker. Hey, the only thing there is you. Speaking of cum, let's have some let's have some Oreo. Double cream, double stuff. Oh my god. I love this. That's lovely. Look, double stuff with one F. Maybe it's, maybe that's how you write it. Could we use Gemini? No, because of the environmental impact of AI. Socially acceptable. So speaking of white stuff, we go with double Oreos. The real, oh man. So now what we have to do is we have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6, which means that there's 18 per thing. We're gonna be giving 9. So double stuff, it's kind of the crazy thing made in Canada. But you know what I love here? I'm gonna let you in on the secret. You like secret? And again, allegedly, okay? You know what they wrote here? You know what they wrote here? Made in, baked in Canada? Well, turns out I was working for a little company called IGA. Right? And allegedly, we were getting some pre-prepared stuff. And when we were putting it on the shelves, we were cooking it in a house, right? We were saying baked in place. But the actual product came frozen. Why say baked in? Why not say made in? Just asking you the question for the people. The craziest thing with double stuff is that there's 2 elements to an Oreo. Icing and cookies. Double stuff is the proof that the icing is more popular. Because I have yet to see a pretty little eye spy some thick cookie Oreo. I guess you basically have like the smaller one, right? Well, nice as puff. Don't get me wrong, the most stuff is great, but there's such a thing as too much icing. When I was younger, I'm telling you, I couldn't have sugar. So there was icing for cake in my room. Why? Because in my room you had the pantry. Ink doesn't need a. Doesn't. Why would he use a closet? Let's not put our son in the closet. A little bit of a gay joke, you know. Let's not put our son in the closet. Let's put food there. There's a pantry. And let's put icing because, again, this sweet summer child, both my father and his girlfriend, sweet summer child, did not think that I would eat the icing. Well, little Ink did what? Spoon and hand. And there was a time where I was eating the icing out of the tub of icing. Betty Crocker, what's up? And there was a time where I was like, dude, that's a lot of icing. For a guy that was sugar deprived, that was sugarless. You know, whole-less, maidenless, this talk about Elden Ring. I had a direct use to not any sugar. Beautiful voice. Beautiful voice. I wish I could feed you, and I wish I could officially present you to my public because you got the stuff, girl. You got the stuff, girl. I want to put you between 2 Um, I want to put you between 2 chocolate cookies because you got the double stuff. A little bit of Oreo jokes. Thank God it was not Oreo. A little bit of it, you know? Maybe going too far. Good. But I do like my regular. Mmm. 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 And I still have some agua left. No agua left. Oh, it's good. Oh, whoa. So, let's finish the intro, because we're finishing the intro that we started, what, an hour and a half ago? Phone is just too hot. Tell me why you overeat. Tell me, is it tasty? Tell me what I see, 'cause I bought it on eBay. Tell me. Tell me, am I a scalper? 'Cause I buy Pokemon cards at Walmart. The whole row will do the trick. Tell me why I took it from the hands of kids. Tell me why I drive the price a whole bit. Oh, tell me why I never open up a box. 'Cause I am a scalper. Tell me, is it a hobby to make people unhappy, to drive the prices up? Now that's what I call straight up. And then they complain, but I was here first, and because it is the case, first come and first serve. Tell me why I take it from some children, and tell me why I ruin everybody's plan. Oh, tell me why I ruin a whole damn hobbies. 'Cause I'm a scalper. Pokemon is my favorite. Magic will do the trick. Yu-Gi-Oh! Ain't no way. There's too many reprints anyway. But tell me, why is the price Pokemon sky high? I am unaware, inflation beware. Tell me why something copyrighted. Sorry, guys. Got into the spirits of being a scalper for a second. Yeah. In a previous life, I was a scalper. Back before Pokemon existed, I was possibly scalping some spices. Oh, you want some salt? Yeah, buddy. Come here. Come. I got you. Ooh, paprika. Get over here. Yeah, olive oil. Turns out I have a whole freaking keg. Yeah, those were the days. This grabbing guards with 1 gold piece. That was the days. I was making 10 a day, so hey, the more you know. So yeah, so let's finish the intro. So last night, right, I go in and I'm like, dude, I'm starting to fall asleep. Now this was about 3 days of sleeping 5 hours. So I'm like, you know what? You deserve the sleep, my guy. You deserve the sleep, my guy. And then, I was like, you know what? I woke up at 6 because I was like, okay, well, let's go outside. I saw the sunrise. I was like, ain't nothing there. I saw some nicer one. Like, no way. I'm not gonna wake up for this. Back to sleep. Woke up at 11 or 10:50. 10:50. My apologies. And I was like, you know what? I went to look. Like, my freaking video didn't upload. So what I did was I woke up, got up, put a little brush and put some makeup. I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. My apologies. I cry when angel deserves to die. Fall into your hands, I commit my spirit. I forgot their Father, 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 Father. Fall into your hands, I commit my spirit. Fall into your hand. Why have you forsaken me? Forsaken me. Forsaken me. Forsaken me. Trust in my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die. In my self-righteous suicide, I cry when angels deserve to die. Which is a great song, but I prefer Sugar. And out of your mind, they tell you what they want you to know, and you consider the truth. Nobody is opening their eyes. The problem of the economy. The funniest thing that I ever did as a content creator was I was watching a movie called Anchorman with Will Ferrell. You might have heard of it. Great movie. The first one is better than the second one, but hey. Story-wise, the first one is better, but funny-wise, the second is better. Do you want a good story or do you want to laugh? Do a good story, make me laugh. I was doing back then, I wanted to try making videos in my bathroom. Like in 2006 chicks from MySpace. I also had my tits out, but hey, guess nobody noticed. Yeah. And then you're asking me why I don't do an effort. I wonder why. Oh, this is cracked. It wasn't cracked before. Ooh, you're cracking the brick. Another brick in the wall. Teacher, leave those kids alone. Just another brick in the wall. What was I saying? Something great, probably. Yeah. Showed my tits on camera. Yeah. That was great too. No, like I was saying, so I was watching Anchorman, and for some reason I started talking about media, and I started to talk about Sugar, the ADG king, you know. And you know what? Might have not been the most easy segue ever, but I still remember this video fondly. What did I say in that video? I don't know. I guess you'll have to watch it. I don't know. What would it be? I don't even know. Yeah. But it's one of those 14 videos that I did on in my mirror. Something like that. Something like that, right? So now we're doing better. So we wake up at like 10:50, 11 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, the Wi-Fi's not working, bro. My video didn't upload. Well, got a reason to sleep again. So I go up. I drink myself some water. Watch some corn. No. I think I watched corn, then made some... Did I do corn first or water first? I think it was water first. Could be one of those. And I took a ice pack, which is not icy. It's fridge pack. Hello, revolutionary. When you want your food not to be too cold but not too warm, fridge pack. Trademark. Now, I'm two centuries. I'm gonna go 2 decades. Think again. I'm 2 centuries too late. Oh well. Glory to the first come first serve, I guess. And put it on my tower. Oh, which one? One of the 10. 110. Small flex. 110. Which tower? 110. Small flex. Yeah. I'm in a good mood. Why? Because I talk to you guys about my feelings. Maybe. Because I had some Oreos and some sugar. Yeah. Yeah. Fall into your hand.
I know you also have
I know you. I love the British
a
accent.
show on OFTV in regards to being vegan. What was it like creating that?
So I create vegan content for my OFTV.
My OFTV. Let's call it what it is. Oh. Muff. Concentration going out. Savor the muff. I was gonna say something crazy. Savor the muff. Fun fact. Not the first time. Hopefully not the last. Muff. You got me, boo boo? Muff. You got me, boo boo? Good. I got you too, boo boo. Got it. I don't. To all my muff out there. We made a king and queens. Let's be inclusive over here. We don't want any bees or moth. Why bees? I don't know. Moth to be not included. I don't think you trust in my belief of the moth race. I cry when Moth Queen deserves to die. Moth, 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 you protect me. I am so thankful. Moth, you protect me. Why can't I repay favor? Yeah, a moth religion I create. Oh, false God, I procreate and I burn. Not trying not be offensive at all. It's a joke. So why don't you eat artichoke? They're healthy and good with some bacon. And then we can sing the praise of a muff. You're welcome. I call this the muff cult. I was watching King Cobra created a serpent cult. So pretty cool. Let's go with muff. Yeah, let's go with muff. If I was to create a muff cult, it would be very similar to the movie The Fly. Oh, you never seen The Fly? And then you think I'm crazy, bro? Okay. At least I saw the muff. I saw the fly. So yeah, I wake up and I'm like, dude, my movie didn't up my videos, which are movie quality. Hello. Did not upload. So I guess the only thing that I have left is to go back to sleep. I put a little bit of a fridge pack on it, make it nice and cool, not frozen. And it didn't work. So I woke up and like, it didn't work. So what I did is I went to the I don't know why I'm pointing here, because it's actually here. But hey, I went to the bottom, double pressed, reset, refresh, and then it worked. And I was like, that was good. That would have been good 11 hours ago. So I not only wasted the whole day, but I wasted a whole day of sleeping with upload. So shame on me, right? But it allowed me to be watching some movies. We didn't watch one movie. We didn't watch two movies. We watched 3 movies. What were they? Oh, my friend. It was what? It was... I forgot one of them. It was Survival of the Dead. It was... The Shining. And the last one was... Oh yeah, I'm not checking the application. No. Don't worry about it. What am I doing? Nothing. I'm watching porn. Another thing I want to go on to Tubi, I go on Twitch. They both started. They both purple. Brain doesn't know to rekindle. So then I'm like, okay, well, what should I do? And I couldn't find the answer for you. However, here it is, Munter. I chose for the Toon movie, Not Wearing Clothes. On that note, I'll let you go and say ho, ho, ho. So yeah, so that was my day. And I decided to make content. It was a great day. Wasn't as fulfilling as possible, We were well rested. Only problem is I have to go to my father's house tomorrow at 8. And I woke up today at 1. I don't know if you're good at math, but that is sort of more than 12 hours. More than 16 hours. So I'm gonna be tired yet tomorrow. Try to sleep a little bit in between. If I can. If I cannot, well, I'm out of luck. Cry, when angels are to die. Don't blink, you should. Somebody's singing, and they're singing payphone. Oh, my fairy tales are foolish shit, 'cause I'm at the payphone. That's a great song. Please sing. Young Khalifa. Will. What was it? Young Wiz Khalifa. Yeah. And Maroon 5. Dominic is your boy, welcome to the show. I was doing well, having a fantastic day. 278. Or Project Vendetta. I got bitten by a mosquito, of course. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to a short. It's not gonna be a short, of course, but all my change I've spent on you. 'Cause fairy tales are made of foolish shit. I'll be holding on to you like this. Come on. I don't know if you can hear it, but I could. That was beautiful. Bravo. What a champion. So today we're only doing one anime review, and it's season 1 of Tower of God. So without further ado, let's start. I was trying to do it short, but I guess that was not in the plan. So yesterday we were looking for anime to watch, right? And I was actually really looking forward to it. However, because so what's going on is that we're doing a new playthrough of the tower, which means that I have to spend like the whole day doing nothing but watching TV. Oh, woe is me. But yesterday I watched a perfect anime, which was 8 hours, which was something called Tugen Enki. So yeah, last night I tried to find it, something like that, 8 hours. Couldn't find it. We started watching some anime. I ended up watching Tower of God, which is not my first choice. The reason why Tower of God was not my first choice was Tower of God was actually something that I watched a lot. It was weird for me at first because this was my first manhwa adaptation. So the art style is very different. The storytelling ways are very different, and I wasn't really looking forward to it because I was like, back then, I was a manga fan, right? But I watched it, and I gotta say, it's fantastic. First of all, the story building. So the problem with the Tower of God is they establish like a whole lore. There's a whole universe. And yes, a lot of it is explained, but a lot of it is unexplained. So for example, yesterday, we have the wave. And the wave comes in and like, okay, well, where's that power coming from, right? And they explain it to you much later, right? And then you have like, what is another good example? So for example, we have the Black March, which is supposed to be this crazy weapon, and then there's another girl with the same weapon. So then you learn the 12 Princess of Jahad. So the way it's explained is confusing, but if you allow the show to just explain it to you, take the time to explain it once, amazing. It's very complex. For example, there's a villain in there, which is member of the Resistance. They don't really explain what the Resistance is. So they have this whole universe, and I don't think the show does a great job at really exploring the universe, right? However, the battles are are fantastic. The different family, for example, the best friend of our main character, which is Bond, is Khan, and people are literally telling Bond like, dude, stay away from that guy. That guy is bad news. But then you realize he's part of a family, and then at the end of because we only watched the first season, the first 13 episodes. At the end, we meet another character, which is his brother, the lookalike. He's like, hey, I'm also like an outcast of this family. So then you realize that yes, this family has a poor reputation, but since the guy Khan is being an outcast, maybe he's a good dude. Maybe he is a good dude. You know, the show itself, the way you threw yourself in, to me, the best thing that ever happened in the show was the very first test. They end up in a field of wheat, and you gotta fight. So you end up meeting Khan, you end up meeting this fear guy. So to me, this was very very good. The fact that there's so many twists, and they're clever twists. So you know that Khan is my favorite character, by the way, and Khan has a bag where he can put everything in and he can duplicate it. So and this is what I mean by not explain, but really well put up. Um, he puts people in his bag, and he's like, "Yeah, guess what? I'm gonna take you with me, and I'll make sure that you can climb the tower, but you need to be in my bag. And when I need you, I'm gonna summon you." So then there's this field of Reitsu, right? And in field of Reitsu, checking the nature corn, good. The field of Reitsu says what? The field of Reitsu will be like, hey, we're allowing certain people with power to pass, right? And what is good about that is, like, the bag gets stuck, and you don't know why. So then there's another battle where you need. There's this guy with a crown, so it's complex. It's kind of like a defend the hill kind of thing, king of the hill. So you're on that hill and you have to defend it, right? And they all go against Khan, and then there's another team that appears, and you realize that the team was in the bag, so that's why the bag wasn't able. What is that? Oh, a freaking it sounded like, it looked like a firefighter. So yeah, so the fighting is amazing. My only problem with Tower of God, and this is what I've been trying to say since the beginning, is that it's very developed, right? So for example, you take a show. I'll take okay, I'll take Bleach. So Bleach does this really, really good thing. So they take a character, which is Ishigo Kurosaki, and they put him in a normal town. He has normal friend. He's going to school, right? And like, okay, well, hey, there's Shinigami, there's Soul. But you establish that Ishigo is able to see spirits from the beginning. That he's able to see Shinigami, it makes sense, right? And slowly you explain what is a Soul Reaper. Then you had a Quincy. We're in a battle, but you don't make it too complex. You explain the battle pretty well, you explain the conflict pretty well, difference of opinion pretty well, and then after all of that, when we establish what are the Quincy, when we establish who is his team, which is Horohime and Chad. Horohime has this episode where she becomes powerful, Chad has this episode where he becomes powerful, Ishigo gets a first training as a Shinigami, then he gets his power destroyed, and then he gets rebirthed. Well, his power gets reconnected, so it's a true shame. It's complex. That doesn't need to explain, but just trying to explain it. He loses power, he gets trained to get his power back, right? And then he becomes like a hollow, which is complex. So when you do all of that, which is the 2 arcs, you're able to go to Soul Society, right? In Soul Society, Ichigo is facing Shinigamis. You already know who they are. There's 30 captain. You know what's a captain. You learn what are the squads, right? And then you get it. You learn what's a Bankai. A Bankai is another power-up. Freaking mosquito. That's another power-up, right? But all in behold, you get an explanation of why we're here, who we are, what are our power, and we get power-ups. Okay, so I have to go back in. It's almost dead. Shit. So for tower, I'm not gonna have lighting. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, the apartment's a mess. I'm on a payphone. No, fuck that shit. Spitting on you. Oh, like this. All my fairy tales are full of shit. Fuck, you don't allow me to charge. Get off, son of a bitch. Spitting on you. Why don't you allow me to charge? And we're back. Sorry about that. So like I was saying with Ishigo, with Bleach, everything is explained, right? I'm gonna give you another example. I had time to think. Another, in my opinion, better example is Tugen Anki, which is what we watched 2 days ago. Tugen Anki, which in all sorts of manner is less good than Tower of God. I think Tugen Enki was okay, but I think Tower of God was a lot better, right? Tugen Enki explained to me who were the good guy and who were the bad guy, right? The bad guy is our crew, is our main character. There's Oni that go berserk, and we have to stop them. The good guys are the Momotaro, and the Momotaro job. They're kind of the police, and like, well, if there's an Oni that go berserk, we're gonna stop him, right? So you know the motivation. Motivation is not every single Oni is. Oh, I closed the phone by mistake. Fuck. Only have one hand. Because this end is holding two phones. Come on. Fuck me, dude. Fucking phone. Because the screen is cracked. So it's very hard to write. And to write. So yeah, so like I was saying, I gotta explain what was going on. And the greatest thing is what? The greatest thing is you explained to me in the first couple of episodes. The rest is just, okay, so now we know the plot, we know the motivation, we know the villain, and we're still good. The villain and Tower God, after 20 episodes, I still don't know who it is. There's a resistance, like I said, there's a resistance. I don't know what the resistance is for. We show that Rachel betrays Bahan, and we learn why she betrays Bahan, right? But we don't know what was the goal in betraying Bahan, why Bahan specifically. You understand? So all of these are making me miss most of what's going on because I'm always asking myself what is going on. I'm always asking myself why. I'm always asking myself, hey, this character did this. Is there a specific reason? You know? And that sucks. That really sucks. For example, there's a test, right? A test. And this one of the better example. And again, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's that big of a problem, but it's still bothersome. There's a test. This is at the end of the first season. There's a guy that shows up, and he has this great weapon. He has this ignition blade, and it's a really good weapon, right? And he goes in, and one of the sort of the princesses comes in, and she's like, "Oh my god, you have an ignition weapon, right?" And then she beats the guy, and she steals the weapon. And then the tester, because the goal is to not allow a test to run away. So basically, it's a test. It's like under a hunter. So basically, what the test is, you have to run away from the examiner, but the examiner is faster, and you can see in the dark, and the thing is dark. So you need 3 teams. You need a scanner, you need a light bearer, because there's different class. You need to teamwork, right? So the tester sees the princess with her newly found weapon, which is the ignition blade, and instead of explaining what it is, what does he say? A is the ignition blade. Another example is a character called O. O is weird. O is weird. Ho is afraid of shit. O is constantly thinking that shit's gonna happen to him. Is in a lot of ways like the weak character, right? So you see him shaking when he fights. You see him having problem. He shoots wave. Everybody shoots wave better than him, and he has a lot of problem with that, right? So he's like, okay, well, he's weak. And then when he gets a letter, right? And he gets a letter, and he puts a knife under Rachel. So the character Bond, which is our main character, whole goal is to find Rachel. Rachel is the guy that pushed him, and the guy that betrays him, right? Because she wants to see the tower. She wants to see the top of the tower, right? Because at the top of the tower, there's everything, right? And that's the goal. Everybody that's in here are there to climb the Tower of God, right? They get like a wish granted. And then he gets a letter, right? And then it pushes him to betray Rachel. No, to betray Rachel. And the worst thing that happened is he stabs her, right? And he stabs her in the he stabs her in the spinal cord, and she becomes paralyzed, right? So like, holy shit! And because that, she can no longer reach the top of the tower. She can no longer participate because she's injured. She's in a wheelchair, which is not really wheel because it's in the future or whatever. And there's magic. So that's it. That's kind of the whole purpose of it. So then what happened is she goes in, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna be the baddest bitch in here. I'm gonna be the baddest bitch in here. And what I'm gonna do? Oh, there's a moth in the apartment. I keep on looking here because I got bitten by a mosquito and it hurts. Well, it's itchy. Yeah. So we see that. So this is fantastic, right? Fantastic. And this is where the Tower of God truly shines. So the first thing that you see is a bunny, and the bunny talks to Bond, and he pushes him to fight a monster, right? And he fights this monster, and he's like, hey. So at first you see Rachel. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be able to climb the tower. You have to beat the monster, right? And then the monster is there, and then with Rachel, she's like, you're crazy. I cannot beat him. There's no weapon. And then he said, you don't need a weapon. I'm gonna summon someone for you. And the person that he summoned is Bond. So you're like, okay, well, how did Bond get summoned in the tower? Well, the guy that summoned in the tower was the bunny, right? And Bond is able to kill that monster. Now he has a weapon, which is the Black March, right? Which is one of the stronger weapon, one of the 12 greatest weapon. But he is able to defeat him, right? And then the bunny, when Bond defeats the monster, the bunny turns to the camera. It's like, I'm excited to see where this is going, aren't you? And he talks to the camera. So you think that he's talking to you as a viewer, but no, he's talking to Rachel because Rachel is also there, right? And then there's this character, which again is not explaining who she is. There's a specific character who comes in. She's wearing a mask. She's hidden, and she says something along the lines of to Rachel, because Rachel's trying to give up. Everybody's too strong. Everybody's making friends. Like she wants to give up. And the girl with the mask, she comes in and she tells Rachel, you're giving up. And Rachel's like, I don't know what to do. I actually don't know what I have to do. She's like, use everything at your disposal. When it comes to it, make sure that Bond is next to you, because he will protect you, right? So then Rachel, because that, she creates a paper or a letter, and she gives it to Ho. Then you realize that, oh my god, this is the letter that pushed Ho to betray everybody and to make her lose the ability to walk. She was the one that wrote the letter. But guess what? You never know what was on the letter. Yeah. This is my problem with Tower of God. Really well executed, really well animated, but so many plot holes. And you're supposed to guess what it is, but it's hard. Then I started watching another one, another anime, which was really good, but I didn't finish it because I fell asleep. But it's basically, I'm gonna watch it tonight. It's basically this guy. He's an ex-adventurer, and he rescued this girl from a dungeon, and he teach her the ropes. It's really good. So I'm gonna be watching that. I was gonna do the movie too, I'm gonna do them for tomorrow morning when there's a sunrise. Right? Is that better? Good. Okay, so that's done. Don't blink, it's your ink. Welcome to already the outro, sadly. So we did how much? We did 2 hours and 41 minutes of the outro, of the intro and the movie. I was gonna do the movie review. I'm gonna do it tomorrow morning when there's a sunrise, because I tend to do this. I tend to talk about everything and anything and everything and anything, and then in the morning, I don't know what to talk about. So I'll do the yeah, I'll do the talk of the movie there. I possibly will do a tower talk. I'll do a little bit of an intro, and right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish here. Got my snacks. I got Oreos. They're outside. I got some water. No soda today, because I'm not trying to drink soda every single day. And then what I'm gonna do is that. So that being said, tonight, which is tonight right now, we're gonna be watching anime. I'm possibly gonna be watching 2 sets of 4, right? 4 hours. I started one yesterday that I really wanted to finish. I'm gonna restart it though, because I fell asleep through most of it. Tonight is the third night, which is the second night in a row of finishing the tower. So what we're gonna do is, again, I'm gonna take the playthrough of the tower, and which is merchant. We're gonna build it to become more idle. Possibly one of the last that I do that. The 2 nights we're just watching anime, uploading as much as possible, freeing some space on the phone, and having fun. So that said, that is done. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'm really excited about tonight. It's gonna be a good night. We're done. Done for the day.